had as to what was about to happen. The bull went out of control and charged.
I can remember rolling over onto my side, and he actually stood with his full weight on the side of my face.
Don was then subjected to horrific attacks from this 1.5 tons of beast. The animal repeatedly trampled his face and chest.
I just thought that was the end of it, you know, because I couldn't breathe. I knew something was radically wrong, but I just thought that was the end of my life, and I would never see my family again.
But Daisy realised something was seriously wrong. She began to call the rest of the herd to attention. They were very frightened. What happened next is extraordinary.
Daisy was a bell cow. Wherever she went, others followed. So what I presume happened is she came in, about 40 of the cows came in with her. They must have pushed the bull away while I was unconscious.
Having driven off the bull, the cows formed a protective ring around Don, and Daisy stood guard as he slowly regained consciousness.
I knew my chest was badly injured because I couldn't breathe. It was just very, very shallow, the breaths I could take. I was crawling across the field on my knees and my elbows because I couldn't put my hands down because I was holding my chest. And during the whole of that time, Daisy was, with the cows, was circling.
The enraged beast never stopped trying to get at Don.
And the bull all the time, you could hear, you know, he was there snorting, roaring away, thumping the other beasts.
The cows escorted him all the way to the gate, which was as far as they could go, and Don was safe. But without Daisy, it could have been a very different story.
She saved my life. There were no two ways about it. She just saved my life.
When the ambulance men finally arrived, they were shocked at the severity of Don's injuries. Just a few more minutes of being pounded by the bull and he wouldn't have made it. Don was lucky to be alive.
When I look back, I should always be grateful to Daisy, because I've still got a family, I've still got a life. I wouldn't have had otherwise, would I? She was a friend, for what a better word. A very nice beast.
What an incredible story. Do you actually believe all that happened?
No, not really. It's very difficult. The only thing I can think is that calves, when they're distressed, make a call, and the cows will go to them to protect them. I think when the bull hit me, I called out, and Daisy heard it, and that's why she brought the rest of the herd in.
You thought it was a calf's sound?
That's it, yeah.
Are you fully recovered now?
I'm on the way to recovery, but I'm still in a lot of pain. But I'm still here, thanks to Daisy.
I know that Daisy's passed away since then. How old was she?
Well, she was with us for 34 years, poor old girl.
You must miss her an awful lot.
Yeah, greatly.
Well, I'm sure you and your family will never forget Daisy. Here is our award to commemorate her courage.
Thank you very much.
This film's about a special group of police dogs trained to take on the most dangerous tasks. Of course, that's not a real robber. Today is just a training exercise for the Metropolitan Police Dog handlers and for Metropol Bravo Sonic, who's a 4-year-old German Shepherd SO19 dog. His handler, Neil Aiken, calls him Arnie for short.
I spend more time with Arnie than I do with the rest of my family. He's with me at home, he's with me at work. I put him into situations that are potentially life-threatening for him.
SO19 is the name of Metropolitan Police Tactical Firearms Division. Arnie is sent into situations where the suspect is thought to be armed with a gun. In this training exercise, our pretend criminal is hiding out somewhere in the building, and it's Arnie's job to find him. To make that job easy, Arnie is fitted with a small camera. This very clever device is strapped to Arnie's head, and thanks to a transmitter in his backpack, Neil and the rest of the team can see what Arnie sees.
You in the building? We're armed police. Give yourself up now.
They suspect the criminal has a gun, so they have to proceed with extreme caution. Once that firearms team have issued their warning, they secure the doorway and initiate the next part of the plan. Now they send Arnie into the first room. But will our villain be in there?
The SO19 firearms team will not enter a given area, or be it outside or inside premises, without it first having been searched by the dog.
Arnie is their secret search weapon. He has the advantage of speed and a keen sense of smell. It's crucial that every inch of space is checked and rechecked before they give the okay. He hasn't found the criminal, so the firearms team know that they are safe to enter that room.
I try not to think about what would happen if I put Arnie into a situation whereby he was injured or killed. My wife always says to me that when I go out of the door, that she doesn't worry, because there's no point in worrying. And in a way, it's the same with the dog, but I'll deal with the trauma when it happens, if it happens.
Room by room, they work their way through the building, determined not to be taken by surprise. Of course, the last thing a criminal expects is to have a dog come round the corner, especially one as fast and as agile as Arnie.
Arnie has no idea of the situations that he's going into. He doesn't know that there's a man behind a door with a gun.
In training, all the bullets are blank, so there's no risk to Arnie or the team. But it's important that the gunshots sound real, because Arnie must get used to that noise. He has to be highly disciplined.
Arnie doesn't decide whether he's a goodie or whether he's a baddie. All of Arnie's work is based on his play drive. Arnie loves his job because it's just one big playtime for him.
And Arnie is dropping in to see us. Tony, that was fantastic. Those exercises, I mean, that looked pretty terrifying to me.
Well, that was a training exercise, just to get the dog used to gunfire. We wouldn't normally put the dog in that position, and we'd never actually lost an SO19 dog or even had one injured.
How long does it take to train a dog like that?
Well, normally we take them when they're proven police dogs at about 3, but Arnie was 18 months and was the youngest one we've ever taken.
Oh, and I gathered that he's a family pet, Neil.
He is, Rolf, just like the rabbit you saw earlier. He lives at home with the family, and when he retires, he'll live with us as well, just like my previous dog, who's still at home with us now, who's 11.
Well, Arnie, you're a very special dog, and this is for you and for all the other dogs. And if you would accept that for them.
Thank you very much.
The dogs of SO19, and because you're so special, there's a special dog bowl. Nothing in it yet, but perhaps you'll give him something later. Well done, the SO19 bowl. Thank you. And you'll be pleased to know that Arnie, the police dog who works with the SO19 unit, has recently received another award. He was made Metropolitan Police Dog of the Year. Well done, Arnie. Now for a few famous faces who all share a passion for animals. It's time to say hello to John Cleese, Toya Wilcox and June Brown. That's Dot Cotton of EastEnders, of course. And what are their favourite animals? Well, I can tell you that for John Cleese, one of them is a rough lemur, just like Dana here.